Who would like to bring us all up to speed for a little bit of inspiration?
I would if that's okay.
Sure.
All right. So we started after our long rest was completed, at which point we were discussing whether or not we needed to surface so that we could try to handle the Berggren situation, or address the Berggren situation, or if we should continue our delve. And it became obvious eventually that Cal had not received the benefits of a long rest and was in kind of shit shape. So really, options for staying down in the trial seemed like at least the death of Cal. So we decided to return to the surface, and when we did, um, uh, Pella and her cult were at the entrance to the trial, and we let her know that the first of the readings location, its script had been destroyed. She charmed Cal to discover what had happened at the reading site, um, and that point, Merv drew out the beetle that Ember had found, and offered to bargain it with Pella. A bargain for it with Pella. Pella insisted that it was stolen, so there was no bargaining to be had. Um, Charm effect still kind of going under most of our radars, I think, for the most part. Um, we fought the cult. Um, there was some enchantment fuckery between Cal and Merv as well. Um, Pella Pella escaped, and we all saw that Pella escaped, with the beetle artifact as well as Merv's bag. And so we are just at the in that cult's chambers, uh, getting our wits, because we not I don't think everyone is fully up to speed on what has happened, even though I think we're all approximately in the room and mostly saw what happened.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Take some inspiration. Um, yes, you find yourselves in the immediate aftermath of the altercation with Pella and this cult. Um, Pella had absconded with the bag of holding, Merv's bag of holding, where the uh, artifact was placed into. Um, she had opened some kind of, although while in, I believe, I, I believe she was still invisible at the end. Um,
Mm-mm. She
uh,
became
She was.
visible.
Yeah.
became
Yeah,
visible.
yeah,
She
Okay,
we were
got
able to
trapped
target
off.
her.
okay, cool. Um,
She got
you
physically abused.
she did get very abused at the end. You saw her open a portal like door that you've actually seen several wizards open at this point. Step through it with the bag and then disappear from sight. You don't know where she immediately is. Um, you know that further down the tunnel leads back to the reading route, the for the doctrine of Ghoul, and that going upstairs, some of you are aware that you actually have been locked down here. I believe Rainier. I think Rainier might be the only one who's aware of that at the moment.
Yeah.
Um, we pick up in that immediate aftermath.
I think I was in the room too when the door was locked.
You had bolted out because I was
Had
the
I
only one who
already?
heard the shouting from her servant.
Okay. I thought it did.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah. If we can make it upstairs, we might be able to find whatever remains of her original manuscripts. and get rid of them.
You think it would work for Cal to read them rather than having to go to these other places? I mean,
I don't
the
know. If
first
she
one
keeps,
wasn't an original.
I don't know that she keeps the rest of them up here. I also think that if it were the case that she intends to continue with this scheme, then she's going to try to save whatever she might have upstairs.
Possibly. She did say she would meet us at the end. I mean, she looked right at Cal. So,
Am I remembering correctly, Sean, that this is her office?
Actually, where Rainier is standing in C3, that is actually where the majority of the manuscripts are.
Oh shit!
Yeah, there are.
Okay.
Yeah. There's tables set up. Like this is like where her like big workspace is. And like upstairs is more of the like facade workspace where she does like normal work for people, but down here is where she does the actual manuscript copying. Um, and none of you are actually aware of what is inside. There's a room that Ragnarok is next to, and there's a chamber below C3 and to the left of C4. That I actually don't know that anybody opened the door. I think maybe Krios did for a moment.
Sure did.
Yeah. It also had like as far as to remind Krios of what's in there. It's a lot more of the like storage materials of like, hey, here's parchment and inks and stuff like that. So there is stuff inside there, in addition to what's inside the room that Rainier is in.
Well, she got the bag, so we're gonna go ahead and sack this place and recoup our losses. Then we're gonna burn it to the ground.
we might not want to burn it to the ground just yet. Unless we're gonna go right back into the tunnel, we're gonna have to come through here. Because I mean, Cal still has to find the other two places. So
Yeah,
I
let
mean,
me take a
one
look
thing at
at
a time. First, we sack the place.
let me take a look at what manuscript she has in here and see if there's anything other than the introduction in the first reading. I'll burn everything else. And oops, I did not mean to close that. I will start rifling through all of the papers and see if there's anything that I don't recognize.
Cool. Is anyone also assisting Cal in that?
I wouldn't allow anyone to assist me with it because I don't
Yeah.
know
Because reading it. Yeah. I understand. Okay, very good. Okay, Cal, make you're gonna find a lot of it automatically, right? But make
Right.
an investigation check or perception, whichever you prefer. Merv, what are you doing down in the other chamber?
Basically starting a canvas of valuables. She prints money, and also there's a bunch of corpses. So
There are a lot.
everything,
Yeah,
everything that isn't nailed down is getting balled up and dragged out of here.
Okay. In that storage closet you find the door you come through is open. The door leading out is locked, but you know it leads to the next chamber, right?
Mhm.
Inside the storage compartment, you can find a basin. Like there's again parchment, ink, quills, incense, like old pillows from the meditation room to the right of you. There's there is a skull symbol on one of the walls that actually illuminates this little room you're in. Like it itself like illuminates a small amount of light. Technically that's also pilferable in terms of what you immediately see. Do you want to do any deeper digging in here?
I'll do an investigation check. Sure.
Sure.
Can I open the door in front of me? I believe you said it was locked, right?
That one is locked, yes.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure I'm aware of the other door, right? Because I've been in that room.
Yeah, you've been in these rooms, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Cal, you find you find 10 copies of the manuscript. The manuscript is not a copy of the first reading on the tablet. It is like a precursor to the whole thing.
Right.
So you find 10 whole manuscripts there. Merv, on a 10 looking through here. Cool. You also find in that room, there's a couple barrels of fresh water. There's crates full of 40 rations total. And you also find a very small chest hidden like in the back behind some things. Roll a d6 for me. Okay, you find two bloodstone gems. Each are worth roughly 20 gold.
I poke my head out and say, "Who's got a backpack? We got rations in here."
I will drop mine on the ground. I'm gonna go watch the front door. There was a lot of noise made, and I don't feel good about this.
Yeah, we might need some help. I don't know if the door got blockaded or locked, but if we're going up to the front, we might need some extra hands.
Can somebody
Aha.
start ransacking the bodies?
I'm pretty good with doors.
Yes, you are.
Let's go bust open this door.
Ember,
Sorry, I
that
didn't
door
mean to
is the it's the door at the bottom of a set of stairs. The stairs lead, like up, right? So this is a cellar. And as you all pass, is it Ember, Kriaz, and Ragnarok are making their way upstairs?
Yeah.
I'll come along since I'd heard. I was just AFK.
Okay, cool.
Also, I don't know how to get rid of that little rage token on top of me because I'm definitely not raging anymore.
I can get rid
Okay, cool. Thanks.
okay. Okay. As the four of you make your way up the stairs to the door at the top of the stairs, leading to what you know to be like the first floor of this 2-story building, you hear a mechanism behind you go off. Each of you on the quick drop. Each of you on the let's see, each target. Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, damn.
Ragnarok gets hit, and Rainier, your AC is 16?
I think so. 1 second. You'd think I'd know. It is a 16.
Okay. A fusillade of I don't know, a barrage of arrows is suddenly launched from behind. They're coming from a mechanism that sits. It's a little statue that sits inside a little niche here, which has been described several times of like a strange skull-like face with gears on it. Several arrows get launched at you as you make your way up the stairs. Only Ragnarok and Rainier are actually hit by these. Each of you takes 4 piercing damage. And the mechanism does not seem to repeat itself.
Ember's going to take her mace and she is going to smash that, or her hammer rather, and she is going to smash that statue anyway.
Okay. A few smashes with the mace. You can make dents enough to prevent this thing from activating ever again.
Like baseball swings upon it.
All right. Okay, we got it. We got to figure out what our plan is. I don't think we can stay here for now.
Full speed ahead.
I mean, I figured we wait for Merv and Cal. Like that. I mean, I like your energy, but a little premature.
This door has a keyhole, right?
There's a door at the there's a door at the top, and the door would have a keyhole. It is you do find it is locked as you immediately go to open it. There's a little keyhole that you could peer through. You'll need to make a perception check in order to see what you see.
Done. Normal.
I want to stand over his shoulder, just like asking for a turn.
All right, go ahead.
I am going to take a second to harness divine power, spend my channel divinity, and get a second level spell slot back.
Huzzah!
Hell yeah. Cool. You see the immediate so this door is like it's like Harry Potter under the cellar, under the stairs kind of door, right?
Oh,
So you see out into the main, receiving room, leading into where the kitchen and everything is. You don't see anybody immediately in that space. You know it is clear.
I look at Ragnarok. I look at the door. I like gesture to it. Like, hey,
Ragnarok smiles.
can we make like a team attack to just straight bust this door down?
You want to try to break the door
Oh.
down? Sure.
Ember,
Yeah, I got you.
Ember!
Warden's Grace. Break this fucker down.
You can each make individual checks, or one person can get advantage from this.
will you please give me advantage, Dawson?
Yes.
Yeah, I was planning on guidance on Ragnarok,
Cool.
as we did during the fight.
Yep.
So
What
just
are we
give
making?
me, give me a athletics check for this.
Wait, dumb question. Since he's getting help from guidance, can I have the advantage on this one?
No, you're helping me, so you wouldn't roll at all.
Oh.
Help here means giving advantage.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. With the 28, this door is not as sturdy as the doors, for like that you experienced downstairs. With the 28, this door cracks open on the frame, and you can shove it the rest of the way. You don't think that door is gonna ever close correctly again without being rebuilt a little bit.
Oh, no.
As you step forward, Merv, as you're going through the bodies downstairs, right? The cult members were just in robes and leathered armor. They are pretty badly, they're in a bad way, right? It's possible with mending that sort of stuff could be fixed up. But they have simple robes, basic leathered armor. Each one carries a dagger. Some of them have each one carries a dagger. Two of them had scimitars as well. So there's 4 daggers, 2 scimitars. And collectively between all of them, they just have like pocket change on them. So you find 11 copper, 21 silver, and about 14 gold pieces.
Do they have any personal FX?
Some of them have like light jewelry, in the sense of you don't even think there's like real value to the jewelry they have, but like a leather thong with like a few beads on it, that sort of thing. But there's no like wallet of like, here's my name and all that.
Okay. Also, while I'm standing here, I'm going to get to here. I'm going to use Wand of Secrets.
Ooh.
Cool.
Just in case.
Yeah. What is are you able to
Thought I
use the
did.
wand of sequence?
Interesting. Let me try this. Yeah, it's using it. It's just not sending it to chat. Interestingly.
Okay, I just hit the info button on it.
Yeah.
Okay. Secret door or trap? No secret doors or traps.
Oh, interesting. Okay, that's why. It was wanting me to put a template down for it.
Oh, to know like
Yes.
where you
Yeah,
are.
which is helpful. So yeah, I guess in this region.
Yeah, cool.
Secret
Yeah,
door,
no secret doors or traps in there.
I am going to create a bonfire and sweep everything from Pella's desk into it.
Okay, very good. You were able to burn the papers and materials there in your magical bonfire. It's going to take a little bit, and the bonfire is on a wooden floor. So this fire is going to begin to spread, right? Because the items are not instantly incinerated.
Right.
Are you prepared to put out? Do you have things to put out the fire this is going to cause?
Okay, I'll bundle them up and I'll acid them instead. Fuck the floor. Who cares?
Mhm.
Make a pit in the middle and I'll dump acid on it.
Whatever you think works.
I'm gonna close my eyes though, and also pull a scarf around them. So you're gonna have to guide me a little.
Okay. And I'll grab Merv by the shoulders and guide him.
Yep.
Okay. Like a acid fire hose, you begin moving Merv to dissolve in time these things.
Yeah. I
It's
assume we've like scooted them over like out of the walking path. So that like it's just the floor is absolutely decimated over there. Just stay away from it.
Yeah, there's a section of the floor that's is acided. It's beginning to eat through. It's slow. It's dissolving the paper.
It's
over
gonna
time.
go till it hits the dirt. Scientifically, probably.
Yeah. Now going through the bodies, doing this is going to take a little bit of time. So what are the other four of you doing?
I would like to peer around the corner and see if there's anybody around.
You peer. You look in the room, peer around the corner a little bit. You don't see anybody in here.
I'll turn to the others. Seems clear.
I jump in with the glaive out and just scream, "Yeah!"
Okay. Okay. Very. I like that. With your heya, you actually hear a scuffling from upstairs, like a sudden scuffling from your loud roar.
I look at Ragnarok. I'm like, I hear something. They're above us.
That was my attempt at a groan and a growl at the same time.
Do we all catch Krios making that remark?
I would assume so. I'm assuming that you're all together moving up into the room.
All right. In that case, I would like to try to find the upstairs.
Cool. The door is underneath the stairs, so you step out, you can immediately see the stairs.
Great. Then I will turn around and go up the stairs.
Okay. You run up the stairs. Rainier's running up the stairs. Are the rest of you following suit?
I would.
Can
follow.
I reach? Sorry, go ahead.
I would follow. Yes.
Can I reach the ceiling with my hand?
Not with your hand. You could reach the ceiling with your glaive.
I'm just gonna run behind Rainier. I'm just gonna run behind Rainier.
Okay. Ember, are you following as well?
Yes.
Okay, cool. The four of you run upstairs. Overall, this place is not very big. You find you quickly find one bedroom. You quickly find there are two bedrooms here. One seems to be like very clearly like a servant's kind of quarters. And then you see an open door, and in it you see the house servant Henrique is busy at a chest, like shoving things into a bag, and turns and like sees you all, and he makes a run for a window nearby.
How far away from me is he?
Like 10 feet, maybe?
Okay. I would like to try to grab him first.
Okay, very good. Make an athletics check for me.
Yeah. My very, very good ability score. Athletics.
Ooh.
I
Like,
uh,
sorry.
In-
My plan was to tackle him as well.
Okay, Rainier chose to act first.
That's
So
fair.
we resolving that. So Rainier, you have a 3 on it.
that is true. To be fair, Ragnarok is faster than me.
True, but you chose to act first, right? So
Okay.
you're the one who chose action.
Max is
Uh,
faster than Doug.
Yeah. Cool. You make a dive for him, and he makes it to the window and is like beginning to like he's able to put a foot up and shove you back. He's left whatever he's doing behind and is like at a window trying to step out onto the roof.
I will kill you now unless you pull yourself back in.
Make an intimidation check.
I will shout, "Stop!" And I am casting command.
Nice.
Very good. Still give me the intimidation check.
Okay.
Oh, so close.
Oh, man. If I got another nat 20 on an intimidation check, I would have screamed.
Okay. Okay. He is not intimidated. You yell. What do you yell at him? Just stop.
Yeah, I'm telling him to stop.
Yeah. Okay. You see his head flick back at your commands and your cries to to stop him from getting out. He gives you like a wiry he gives you like a wily smile. He succeeds on his saving throw on the command. He slips out onto the roof and he is now on the rooftops running.
Yeah.
Those that wish to give chase can try to give chase at this point.
I would like to grab the top of the windowsill and flip my way to the top and full speed run after this man.
Okay. You're stunting through the window. What is Ragnarok doing?
Same thing. I'm down on all fours, running and jumping through and trying to tackle him.
Okay, very very good. What are both of your speeds?
I'm 40.
45.
40 and 45. Okay. Okay. Here's the thing. He's a human. You are faster than him. He gets so it's a series of these are all like row home slums, right? Like this house is connected to other houses. So the pair of you are chasing after him. He has a lead on you, but you are gaining very quickly. But you are running like on top of rooftops at the moment. He's leaping from where there's small separations. There's tiles that are slipping from under feet. But the two of you within like 10 seconds gain on him. What would the two of you like to do?
Tackle.
Are you going for the legs or the head while we're running? I'm asking.
Torso.
I'm going for the legs.
Oh, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Torso.
Okay, give me athletics checks from the both of you.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh boy, okay. This guy is not very
beat
strong.
that
He's
shit.
been rolling good, but like he's not strong. Wow. Okay. These dice are on fire for no reason. Kriaz, you grab hold of him. He's able to spin and kick you off of him before Ragnarok just slams tackles him in, gets him down, and the two of you like slide to the edge of one of the rooftops. You completely have this guy.
Yeah.
He's older. He's out of breath. He basically, you feel his body give up in this moment.
Well, now I'm like a dog who caught the car. I don't know.
I walk over to Ragnarok and I put out a hand and like help pick both of them up, like
Oh.
sandwiching style.
No, I'm not moving. I am prone and holding him prone.
Okay, I guess we'll question him prone.
Ember and Rainier, do you give chase and catch up?
Yeah.
I wave at them.
I think I'm actually going to get onto the roof and try to see onto the road to see if Pella ported out onto the street and we see someone running.
Cool. Give me a perception check then. What's Ember doing?
I think I'm gonna go through whatever bag this guy was filling.
Cool. Back in the room. Cool.
Yeah, I did not imagine my stumpy-legged dwarf trying to jump out of a window and chase people along
And
the
chase people. Yeah. Cool.
in my chainmail. No one will hear me. No one will hear that.
Very good. It's you don't need to make a roll because like the bag is right there. There's nothing that you need to make a check for. You can see they were filling a bag. There's a chest that's open. They were filling a bag full of coin. There's gold and platinum and a few gems mixed in there. It's not an insane amount, but you wager probably a few hundred gold minimum based on the amount of platinum that's in there.
Where would she go?
I'm not telling you anything.
I pop out a claw.
You better be quick because I'm getting hungry, and I bare my teeth because I'm still shifted.
Make an intimidation check on this guy.
Come on.
While
I will
he's-
use an inspiration point. I'm rolling that again.
Sure.
While he's holding him along the side of the guy's face, I would like like how you tap your fingers.
Yeah.
Each finger tap, one of the claws pops out, and then the other ones like go back in. So it's only he feels those.
Right. Okay. Okay. He struggles for a bit, but like between the two of you, like you have him fully pinned. Between the two of you and your bestial nature, he said between your bestial nature, he says, "I don't know where she is. All right, if I knew, then I would tell you.
Then where were you going?
Oh god!
Anywhere but there."
I asked Ragnarok, "Can you how you're like cat-like, correct?"
Close enough. Can I insight that real quick?
You sure can.
Oof. What's up with these sixes?
Hard to tell. You feel in this moment he doesn't like. He could be lying, but you think you've like locked him down and scared him enough that he's probably telling the truth, but you just can't know for certain.
To Kriaz, I say, I am many animals.
Okay, fair enough. So I look at the guy and I'm like, "You have no idea, and you were just running to run."
Well, of course.
Yeah,
I mean, I heard some kind of explosion from downstairs. I checked on Miss Pella's well-being. I heard no answer. I assumed the worst. Set the traps. Did what I'm supposed to do. Take the valuables. Run.
You took the longest time to get out of there. I feel like there's something you're not telling us. We caught up to you out after the whole fight. You had plenty of time to run. She had us preoccupied.
I'm not as spry as I used to be.
I look for like Rainier or Ember or somebody of I can tell from my mental that Ragnarok and myself alone with this man is probably not the best suited to handle this. I feel like we could escalate this a lot faster without the best results. So I'm just checking for Rainier.
I'll climb over. Where does she go?
I don't know. If she didn't come upstairs to flee with me, then I mean she could be anywhere.
Wrong answer.
Ooh.
And I put my hand over his neck just to choke him out. I want to rob him of oxygen for a little bit.
Okay, you hear the sounds of him struggling. Rainier, on your perception, you didn't see anyone that matched Pella's
Yeah.
description.
And no one like fleeing.
No one fleeing. Couple eyes, like couple people look up and like are watching.
See
like,
people on the roof.
people on the roof, and then they're just like, "Fuck it." Like I don't have time for this, you know.
I live in Sprawling Row. This is not the worst thing I've seen today.
yeah.
I look at the guy and I'm like, if you were injured in this cult of yours, who would you guys go to for help?
I'll release my grip.
I call him a pansy. I was like, he wasn't even choking you that hard.
There's like clear choke marks on his neck. He coughs a bit and says, "She probably try to seek the master's help."
Ooh, now we're getting
Ooh.
somewhere.
Who is the master?
I've never met him. His name is Alberic.
Ooh.
And where is he?
I wouldn't have the slightest idea.
You probably
Is he up
would.
here or is he below?
I don't know. I've never met him, seen him. She doesn't speak of him often. I just know that he's the one that she reports to.
You've never seen her leave, and she's like, you have an insight of that's where she's headed. You just go with it.
Manage the house, all right?
Load him up.
Look at Rainier. I still have like an angry look on my face.
Let him up.
I slowly get off of Elric.
I help him get up, but I hold his arm so he can't run.
Very good. He like you have to help him up, certainly for sure.
He's broken.
But yeah, you have a fast grip on him as well.
If there be anyone who might be able to jog his memory, there are certainly arcanists who can do it that we don't have, that we can discuss later.
Can we
Oh,
bribe
sorry.
somebody to read his mind?
We can ask nicely, considering this is quite the offense that he and his housemaster have gotten themselves into.
Ooh, I'm snitching to the police. He's out here causing havoc.
Please, I've done you all no harm.
I didn't say it was me. I just said I was snitching.
You have also been an accessory to the deaths of many people, and if you and Pella are going to continue to insist that the distribution of these artifacts that have caused the deaths of many people in this city and without, that will be on your head both in this life and the next.
Hearing like Rainier's like harsh, like hard tone, Kriaz is just like nodding his head like one of those bad backup people who are just yeah, what he said.
He looks at you, Rainier. You see a wash of like understanding come over him, right? He understands like you're not going to kill him. You know, like you're essentially telling him you're going to turn him over to authorities,
Yes.
or maybe worse, right?
Yes, yeah. I am not killing him now, but I cannot promise anything like once he's out of our hands.
Yeah, exactly. He's gonna make a contest against your grip, Krios, in this moment.
In the moment that he attempts to make his contest, I'm gonna put both hands on him. I know I'm still have to roll, but put both hands on him and pretend like I pushed him over the edge of the house a little bit, but grab him back.
Okay. You have him securely, so I'll give you advantage on your athletics check.
Woohoo!
Oh my god, it rolled on a 20 and then fell on a 2. Cool. You see him like you push him over the edge, you feel him scramble to try to fall purposefully.
Oh.
But you're able to keep hold of him. And then you feel him go completely slack, and you see the will to fight just pass out of him. You guys have complete control over this guy.
I'm just like, let's go, old man. You're not gonna win this. I'm not letting you commit suicide while I'm watching.
What do the three of you do?
I want to take him to Ember.
Okay. You head back through the window into the building. Merv and Cal, you finished your collections and burnings and meltings in the basement. Anything else you'd like to do down here?
You got anything or
Good Lord,
Um,
Merv, what is in that acid? Oh,
it's acid?
There are still very nice pillows and throws in C4. In C2, there's a lot of burn marks from the fireball, but there are also there are symbols of this cult should you wish to take and keep or make copies of, that sort of thing.
You said
Man.
and C4, and I was like, whoa, this game just changed radically.
I had the same thought.
I mean, we should get at least one symbol of these fuckers, right? Somebody else will know what they are better
Not
than
me.
us.
I'm gonna lounge out on some of these pillows and just try and gauge whether or not I could fall asleep here. Is trying to figure out whether this effect is local to the caverns or is just following me everywhere at this point.
You lay down and you still hear the cacophony of noise around you. You don't think being here has any better benefit.
Damn it. Well. Yes,
Well, we
Merv, I
gotta
guess.
get you to someone, huh?
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Unless we can, make a speed run of the final two readings. I mean, there's always the option of me just hanging out in the painting, and someone can carry the painting, but I can pop out as necessary. But yes, I'm doing rather poorly, as you can tell, as I'm bleeding all over the floor. But yes, if I have no purpose for one of these ridiculous images, but if you'd like to take a symbol, by all means, let's rip one off. And I will try
Yeah,
and
you
pry a
may-
symbol off the wall.
Oh yeah, they're on there's banners, right? There's two banners that were not burnt in the fireball. They're actually and you'll find this under into the journal section under handouts. It's called it's under the doctrine of Ghoul. It's the half god gets symbol.
Okay.
And that'll
Awesome.
should be the moon, the sword, and the mountains.
Merv, if you do want to keep one of these, I don't know that you want to share that information with Ragnarok. He seems to have a very bad history with this.
Keeping it would be like if there's somebody who knows more about this shit than we do. This is our closest thing we got to proof.
Oh, yes, of course. Keep it for helpful reasons, not personal storage and
I
perhaps
mean,
pilfering to...
no.
Hmm.
Like, who am I gonna sell this to? Who wants some fucking evil knickknack?
I don't know. These people have a house full of them. Got to be a market somewhere. Shall we see
Either
what the
way,
others are
let's-
up to?
Yeah, I'm sure they're doing fine.
Cool.
Well,
You guys head up. You find there's arrows in the stairs. The doors are open leading up, and you can hear footsteps upstairs and the muffled voices of your companions. You're able to meet back up all together again. One point of note that I forgot to mention when you guys stepped out outside, it is nighttime and the moon is high in the sky. You figure it's midnight or later.
Shit.
Oh,
I
look,
mean,
you-
we can put him to sleep.
Okay, does that mean we missed meeting with Bergren, Cal?
Honestly, at this point, I don't know, and I don't fucking care. Fuck that
Ooh.
guy. We're going to have to kill him at one point or another, so...
If anybody would like to make a survival or just base intelligence check to like get a grip on the time and date.
What the shit?
Yo, huge.
Hey.
Kriaz's intelligence is like barred. It's just bar.
Very good. Being underground, right? You like the loss of time and all that kind of thing happens to you. Piecing it all back together again. Merv, Rainier, Ragnarok. Rainier and Ragnarok, you look up and like trace where the moon is. Use the stars to help guide you. Merv, you do some calculations in your mind. You piece together that due to the exhaustive effects of the frozen cave when you all chose to rest, you rested during the day at some point, and it is only just now become so you rested same day. So it has only now just become the 29th of chess. It's roughly 1 a.m. and today is the day that you would go see Berggren.
Sean, did you just hunt around the world in 80 days us?
No, you just I allowed
It
you to
feels
sleep.
like you did.
I allowed you to sleep during the day in the afternoon, essentially.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Sleeping during the day, that's my jam.
Yeah,
That's
sleeping during the day.
great.
It's you guys seem to have earned it, but you would find out like, oh shit, it's still the same day when we get upstairs. Right? Cool. So
God, this day is going on forever.
yeah, this is a long day. So just a note, you guys now have an understanding of what your time.
Okay,
is.
where the fuck do we go to fix Cal so he can take a goddamn nap?
I can do it, but I can't do it till tomorrow. I don't have that. I needed to stop us all from burning. So
I mean, yeah, you're good. You're good.
You did it. You did that fucking incredible thing.
Did you guys find anything up here or what?
we
Ember.
got this guy.
We didn't find shit down there.
Oh,
We got
hello.
this bag of
you
valuable stuff.
Oh,
managed to capture one of them alive.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kriaz gets
Wonderful.
like a brain idea.
Now I know you're all gonna hate this, but I think if we go to the church, they'll actually solve two of our problems, which is this knucklehead and that one. And I'll nod towards
Oh, well.
Cal.
That was actually my suggestion.
Hold on one second. I think we need that knucklehead. Do you know where the second? Do you know where the second and third readings are?
I
Well-
shake the dude. I'm like, he's talking to you.
He coughs a little bit, rubs his throat. Well, of course, follow the doctrine, and they'll get you there. It's
No. Do you know where they are?
Ooh.
Well, I've never done the readings myself.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Okay,
Okay,
I
fuck
would
this.
have.
I'm taking a foot.
I pick up the dude and I like hold him above him. I'm like, hey.
I mean, he squirms and tries to
Which
not get his
toes are your
foot cut off.
favorite?
Wait,
Tell you what, I
wait.
won't take the foot. I'm just gonna take your toe because I don't really feel like having you run.
You said you would just turn me over to the authorities. Get that
Yeah,
little thing away from me.
Yeah, they did. I didn't. I don't think you need most of your toes to live a long, fulfilling life. I think I just don't really want you to be running away. Is the thing.
While I'm holding this guy, I just realized like there's 2 rooms up here. He was in one of them. I asked him like, who's the other room? Is it that one chick? Is it her room?
There's room here for Miss Pella and myself. Please put me down.
Oh, fine. I put him right in front of Merv.
Please pick me up.
I'm like,
Right.
can we go check out her room? Maybe she has some cool stuff in there.
Okay, so here's
You
the thing.
were in her room.
Oh, damn.
We're gonna give this guy over to the church. That's what you want to do.
Oh, I have no idea.
I'm talking to our resident church fellow.
Okay, there are 2 of us. Just throwing that out there. I am a priest still.
Do you got a church here?
I don't.
You
But
got
I
a big
mean,
institution with a lot of sway and power and money.
I do not. But like you're
Okay.
saying, the church fellow, and like that's a little
Yeah, no, she's chosen.
little
That's-
demeaning.
I'm like, that feels
Yeah.
like more than a church fellow.
I just think that it's very different.
Yeah, I mean, you're like demonstrably divine, I guess.
Okay,
Okay, I feel
I
like
don't
we're
know
just
which
going
one you're
past
talking
the-
to, but
Yeah, I also feel like we're going past the entire point of why I'm of what my issue is. But let's just yes, we should turn the heretic here over to what would pass for religious authority here.
Well, although I agree in theory, I still haven't gotten an actual answer to my question.
Yeah.
You have said that you know how one goes about finding these readings, and you have said that you yourself haven't read them, but you still haven't answered the question of, do you personally know where the second and third readings are? Because if you did, and you could tell us how long it would take to get there, and maybe if you actually led us there, maybe this could have a wildly different outcome for you.
Mm-hmm.
If I show you, will you let me go?
Debatable.
I mean, show what exactly?
Listen, you
We're asking
are
you,
doing nothing to instill any confidence. I've asked the question 3 times now, and you still haven't answered it. Do you know where they are?
Yes.
Can I make an insight check on that?
Sure. He's scared, but he's scared, confused, because he has been answering the questions. But you don't think he's lying.
Okay. How long would you say it would take with you guiding us to get to the second and third readings?
If we left now, then a few hours to the second, and maybe another few hours to the third.
Wonderful. And I will cast Suggestion.
All right. What are you suggesting?
Please lead us to the second and third readings in the most expeditious way possible.
Um,
Silvery
you look
barbs.
at Uh, okay. What a shitty spell.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, fuck yeah, it is.
Okay. Hey, how's this? It's technically
better?
it's a better roll. You feel your encirclement like swirl through his mind and
Mhm.
not take hold. He looks at you and shakes his head for a moment. Looks at you and says, "Look, if I take you there, will you let me go? I haven't harmed any of you. Maybe she's even down there. Who knows? Just please."
No, come on.
I'm like, maybe if we make it back, all of us.
Look, you want something from me? I'm asking for something simple in return.
I mean, first things first, Cal, we're not going back in there with you looking like you do.
Well, I figured it was
Ooh.
worth a shot if this fellow could get us in and out in 5 or 6 hours, but
I mean,
clearly that's not going to work. I'm too tired to make this happen, so we can always try this again tomorrow. Let's go to the church. I mean, the risk there is what he tells the people at the church.
Well, then, what if they don't give him back to us?
I don't.
Oh, they won't give them
Well,
back to
I
us.
don't want them.
Well, then
Well,
let's go.
If we want to use them to take us to the other meetings, then a couple of us can stay here while a couple of you take Cal to the Lightspire?
Yeah.
Yeah, Lightspire. That's all I had.
You can get Cal fixed up, and we'll watch this guy. So we need to have an
Either
escort
way,
tomorrow.
we do need to be gagging him before he starts screaming.
He won't scream.
I mean,
I don't think us walking a gagged man through town is going to be less suspicious than walking a yelling man through town.
I
No,
mean, I
two
think
of
it
us stay
will in
here.
the sense that people will be asleep instead of actively looking.
I don't
Considering-
think we need to worry about it.
Merv's right. It is dark outside, so. But, I mean, you're not going to be that dumb, are you? She,
I rack
also
my
just-
crossbow.
no. Yeah, she is speaking to this servant.
Kriaz raises his hand. He's
And-
like,
Not
We
going
can
to
watch them.
scream. I mean, the likelihood of you killing me in that case is high, and I would like to live if possible.
Yeah.
you tried to
The
jump off the building willingly.
Here's what I reckon is the descending order of probabilities for if you try to run away. Number one, this is the nice option. I feed you acid. Number two,
Damn.
not so nice option is my friend here puts a bolt in the back of your neck.
Third option, I eat you.
Third
Ooh.
option is the teeth, and you don't want the teeth.
Those all sound very bad.
Right.
I could rip off legs and arms at one at a time.
I mean, okay.
We are
This
incredibly capable of mangling and murdering,
Yeah.
so let's just get down the road.
This is
The
mostly
point
just
has
so
been
he
made.
understands the stakes here.
I was just gonna suggest we, as in like two of us, like Ragnarok suggested, could watch him while you guys go get Cal fixed.
I mean, if we keep him, I'm maiming him because I'm not walking him to wherever the fuck she is and having him fight us.
He said he didn't know where she was.
He doesn't look.
Yeah, but if we walk and we find her there and he has some fucking shit that makes him get out,
We'll crush his throat before he can run.
that's not.
I'm just a housekeeper. I
Give
don't
it
have
to
any shit,
Well,
as you describe it.
You kept the wrong house.
I mean, that's a good way of putting it. Yeah.
So, let's
Yeah,
all
like
take a
this
nice
picture.
leisurely stroll to the church. You, sir, can plead for mercy among the clergy. And hopefully, there's someone who can do something about this mess. And Cal gestures at himself.
At least the church won't pour acid in my throat.
Yep.
Ask Merv if he just wants to I whisper it. I'm like, do you want to pour acid on his foot?
Not, I mean, I don't get joy.
He needs
out
to
of it.
walk.
He can't run away then.
He can walk without toes.
We
I
can
tie a
tie
rope
him up
around him.
and I can carry him.
Ooh.
I mean, like I said, Chris, I don't get pleasure out of the idea of maiming him. It's just one of those things sometimes you got to do,
While Merv is talking, Kriaz starts tying up this dude with his rope and holds it like a leash.
Okay.
That's a good instinct.
You got him leashed.
Nice.
Let's walk down. Let's go to church, everybody. Yay.
Go to
Good
church.
night.
Take me to
Yes.
church.
Okay. You all tied a rope to Henrik, the housekeeper. You are as a group, escorting him across town. Bring up town here. Cool. So you're coming from Sprawling Road, heading across West Bastion to town. There are guards at the gate of the bridge here that see what you're doing and stop you and ask you to explain yourselves.
Can I flash this badge and make my problems go away?
Not with these people. They're not a member of your organization.
Yeah. Then I will state my organization and the intentions we have to get to the Morning Spire with things the Archbishop has asked us to do.
Ooh, I forgot about that.
Make a persuasion check for me.
Yes.
What the hell?
Hell yeah. One of them leans to the other one and says, "It's church business. Just let it go. All right, we have enough shit going on tonight. All right, move on." And they let you through.
I start to eavesdrop while we're walking away to see if they start talking about what they have going on.
What the hell's going on? Okay, make a perception check.
I heard shit.
Yeah, you don't hear much as they begin talking. One of them begins laughing very loudly as you continue on. You all make it to the Light Spire. Let's say in roughly a half hour. So it's approaching roughly 2 a.m. You arrive in the Light Spire. Your station is recognized. You're easily able to get. It is the middle of the night. Are you asking, who are you asking for in the middle of the night?
You know, I'm going to ask for my elven friend, Onbert, because he's an elf, which means at best he's trancing.
Okay.
Good point.
Very good. A few minutes, about 10 minutes pass, and you see Onbert quickly turning a corner and approaching your group. You can see his eyes scanning over the condition of everyone, which is not great. And then this tied old human man, and he approaches you and would you mind explaining to me exactly what it is that's going on here?
Yeah, these folks think he's scarier than he is. The Archbishop and Bishop have asked that we investigate some heretical and demonic forces that have been rising in the city in Sprawling Row, and this individual happens to be the last of whom were in the household that we had located. He is the working hands of the effectively priestess who is responsible for this and is adjacent to many of the subsequent deaths at the hands of this cult. He might not know a whole lot, but if he does know something, I figure one of you might be able to figure it out and put it to a better rest than we could. In addition, we do need some more aid. Cal, here. Got himself cursed, and now he can't sleep, making him sick. He might end up roiling
do need
dead
to
in
be
a couple of days
clear.
otherwise.
That's cursed on top of the other curse that the Archbishop
yeah.
couldn't do anything about. So, just to be clear. Oh my good. Sorry, I've got blood on your. Let me get that off. Oh dear me. Terribly sorry. You're gonna.
I'm sorry
want to
about
get
him.
some mineral water on that. I apologize.
All right. Curses, demons,
Plural.
devilish things in town. Okay. Come this way. He leads you to a larger room, but more private, away from the central area here. In this room, you see he calls over two members of God, was it the Glorious Sun, right? Just paladins to maintain a watch over your prisoner here as guards. Cool. Let's see about what Cal needs. Okay. Onbert looks you over, Cal, for a moment. He casts some cure wounds on you just to heal you a little bit. You heal for 18 hit points. And he says, I'm a better healer than I am dealing in curses, but I have a friend that I can wake that owes me a favor that we can get this taken care of. Now, this sort of service is available, but there is a cost to be paid. However, due to your station, he's gesturing towards Rainier, this cost is significantly reduced.
We'll see what we can do. If we can afford even the discount. We did have a significant amount of money taken from us at the investigation we were on. So
Yeah, if he acquired this during a mission brought by your people, shouldn't it also fall on you to help restore him?
it is unfortunately not quite that generous.
Look,
it's dark outside. I mean, I don't know how long it's been above table. I'm not sure. Like, we started last session finishing up a long rest. I don't know how long we traveled and compared, but we slept through the night. I imagine we're not in. I'm sorry,
through
the
day. Correct.
Okay, so I imagine we are not in. Even though it is midnight out, we are not available for another long rest at any point.
Not currently. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah, that rest was allowed due to the the cold is exhausting there, and you guys have gone through the whole thing, right? I gave you the long rest.
Yeah.
But to be clear, it's 2 a.m. Like a dawn hasn't even occurred yet, right? So like even something that needs to reset on dawn hasn't. That's still hours away.
Yeah.
Cool. He says that normally removing a curse on someone, which is very difficult magic to unravel because there's no way to know exactly what it is, how powerful it is. Sometimes the removal is actually extremely dangerous. That sort of fee is normally 300 gold to do a full remove curse due to Rainier's station here in the church. They can offer it at 150 gold.
I'll give them 10 platinum and 50 gold pieces.
Ooh.
Cool. He nods his head, and you see he steps away for 15 minutes or so, and comes back with another member of the church. This middle-aged woman sits down, places her hands on you, begins chanting. Um, it takes this kind of service they provide, right? Like normally like Amber would be aware, normally casting a remove curse would be almost instantaneous. This kind of thing they do takes a little time. It's about a 30-minute ritual that they perform to purify you in this way. So there is 30 minutes where Cal is being attended to. Is there anything anyone else does in the meantime? In this time, if nobody wants to interact with Henrique, he will be taken away for questioning by the church.
I think I'm going to encourage that to happen, but then I'll just kind of stalk the chapel, and the cathedral in general.
Cool. During your walking about, you notice that there is a room with a placard on it that it's written in what languages do you know?
Celestial.
Celestial. Yeah, let's say it's written in. Yeah, that actually completely fits the tone here. You see a placard written in Celestial, very simple, but it stands out because most everything is not written in Celestial. And the translation would be Hunters for the Divine Order. And this is a room, as you take a look at it, that is set up for you and any other of your order that makes it to Bastion. The Archbishop making good on their word to make a space.
Oh.
There's not a lot of equipment in here yet, but like there are racks for things to be placed over time. There's tables, chairs, cots, water, bedpans, that sort of thing. It has been prepared as a place that one could stay if need be. There are training dummies set up, sparse but clean and warm and available to you.
Would there be like a spare bag? Just
Yeah.
like a backpack.
Yeah. If you want like a spare backpack, spare satchel, yes.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to take one. I'm going to rearrange some of the things that are in my bag, move something into them, or into that one. And then I am going to go find Merv again and give him that bag. And it's just got a weight to it.
Yeah, Murph takes it and looks at you like he's just sitting, like he doesn't have his tent or anything, so he's just sitting. And he looks up and says, "So, should I keep that bag that she took intact?" I mean, what do you think the odds are of her just chucking it in a hole and she got what she wanted?
I don't think she's going to keep anything. But if you want to try to find that stuff again, then we should.
He like hefts the bag. You said it has weight to it, right?
Yeah, there's stuff inside.
Okay.
There are 10 rations and an alchemist's kit.
You see like Merv blink at it. I'll be able to make another big inside bag, but Chorby's gonna have to go away for a while.
Do what you gotta do. If you need a quiet room, I've got one for you.
I mean, that'd be great. What do you? I can't do it till we sleep anyway. Never mind. Thank you for this.
Of course.
I'm gonna make it. It's not my first one, but do you want to workshop the name with me, or?
I'd be happy to, but I trust your genius.
Gotta think of our names. What's some good R adjectives? Rapacious. Is that something?
I'll be honest, I don't know what that word means.
Made.
I'll take you to the quarters that are for me and mine, just so that you have a quiet space, and I'll hang out with you if you need some quiet time. And hang out with you so you don't get in trouble for being there.
Yeah. Merv just takes a table, pulls up a stool, starts like fucking around. You see, he's basically like cannibalizing the alchemist supply kit that you gave him and just like scrapping the stuff. Like you see a lot of it, he's just breaking it down, moving it around.
A lot of it is very old in its design, but still well polished, as is all of Rainier's gear. It's old as hell. It's been kept in as good repair as
Interesting.
possible. Yeah.
I think you see Merv like not really using it, like
Yeah.
kind of looking at it like a fucking historical artifact, like being like, do you know what this is for? Like holding
Of
up
course
a
I
thing.
fucking know what it's for.
I mean, but it's like, why got all those things written on it? Are those instructions?
All right, let me show you. I'll just spend a few hours walking through this with you, or not hours. The
Yeah,
20
while
minutes or so.
yeah.
right
Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes walking through it. Cool. Cal, the ritual ends. The cleric that came into performance is you can see like they're exhausted from channeling energy for that long. They wipe sweat from their brow, look at you. How you feel? You hear the sounds of the people's like lips smacking, the buckles moving as they just shift, fading until you just hear what you normally hear.
Oh, thank God, it was so loud. You've done wonderful work, get the rest that you so richly deserve. And thanks to the both of you, I will be able to do the same.
Well, you're very welcome. I did sense there was something deeper, but I'm afraid I wasn't able to. Well, it's beyond my skill to even touch.
Oh yes, it's quite bad, in fact. We've had the Archbishop look at it, and they said the same thing.
Well, then you should do a better job of taking care of yourself, young sir.
Well, I'm doing my best to learn that very lesson. But as I said, get some rest. I'll do the same, and then back down in the pit for me.
She gives a quizzical look as she doesn't know what that means, and then nods and smiles. And Anbert, you owe me for this. And then she leaves, and you all are here in the church. I'll assume that Rainier and Merv, meet up with everyone, so you guys are all
Yeah.
together. It's like almost 3 in the morning. What are you guys doing?
Diaz wants to walk outside and just take like a lot of whiffs of the air to see if he can find a blood scent.
Cool, yeah. You can step outside during during the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything that gives you advantage on smelling?
Nope.
Okay, then roll a survival check for me. The DC, well, it's variable, right? Because you're in a large city.
Not variable.
Um,
It's trash for me.
I mean, in this city, the smell of blood, you know it's there, but it's hidden under the stench of people and the smell of the harbor and fish. Um, there's a lot of smells here, and it's kind of overwhelming. Hard to pick out one thing than another at the moment.
He starts throwing a tantrum and walks back inside.
Cool. You head back inside. With all of you together, Onbert asks a few clarifying questions. Just so he just wants to get a rundown of like what exactly is happening here. Like, where did you come from? Where is that man from? How much information do you provide to him? Everything, or do you keep stuff back?
I fucking tell him everything. I love this guy.
Okay.
You guys snitches the same.
Okay. He nods and listens to the tale you're telling. And are you certain there's no way to break whatever you have to finish these readings? That there's no other way?
In order to keep him on this plane. At least according to her.
This Pella person, they care about these artifacts. What about them? What about destroying them?
She didn't take too kindly to that.
Yeah, that's part of the reason we're here in the state we're in.
I can understand why they wouldn't.
There's like no real chance that this shit is actually theirs, right? Like they found this stuff, right?
I had to have.
Who
Merv said it
knows?
was ancient tech.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just checking.
Even if some greater minor deity or figure of another realm has laid claim to it and is parading it around as its gifts to the mortals of this plane. Fact still stands. Merv understood it, and Merv ain't been too keen on any other aspect of extraplanars. Merv's understanding it. Pretty clear indicator this thing was here long before any of them.
Well, there's many secrets in Bastion, both above and below. This city is built upon the bones of its earlier selves. And the sewers work as well as they do, but we know there's systems that go beyond, though they're mostly unexplored. Dead ends, cave-ins, dangers. You said there was a master, someone she reported to.
Yeah, Albrecht. That name sounds kind of ordinary, but I don't know. Maybe someone who was at one time connected with the city level.
And you didn't find anything. No. There's no mention of Gaul anywhere. Church records, Arcanium.
I had I had Jaros look into it. Didn't find nothing. The Archbishop wasn't particularly familiar either. If Gaul was kept in record in the Morning Spire, he has since been removed.
I am thankful that for these dangers that present themselves to our city, that we have you all to defend us from.
Remind the bishop that his preferred word was expendable.
He often sees things that way. What is your plan?
Cal, how are you feeling?
hearing's back to normal. I'm not going quite as mad as I was. But it has been a while since I've rested.
Need to figure out a way that we can all get a moment's peace so that we can rest. And I think we need to, well, what do y'all think? We have Cal's personal business to attend to, then we have Cal's other personal business to attend to. He kind of smiles, despite the exhaustion.
What time will we be necessarily meeting up with Bugwin?
As funny as it would be to be shaking him out of his bed in an hour, I don't think Cal's up for that, so.
Yeah, I'm pretty exhausted. As well. So if we could find some way, I mean, I know we haven't been up all that long, but hopefully we can find some time between meeting Bergren and doing the thing that he's looking for.
Look, I think that's very kind. And had things shaken out differently, well, it was worth a shot being able to accomplish both. But given how difficult the task of keeping me on this plane has turned out to be, I think we're best just focusing on that and letting the burger and chips fall where they may.
Rainier nods.
I mean, it's your call, but
Well, I mean, my concern is simply this. We take the day to meet with Bergren. If he says, well, who knows what he says, right? But any time we spend meeting with him is time we're not spending getting to these other readings. And given how
I know.
difficult it's been just to get to the first one, I mean, what point is there in meeting with Bergren if in 6 days, poof, well, 5 days, poof, I'm no longer here at all? Seems
Well,
like
there's
we're in a
always-
triage situation.
There's always meeting with him for an extension. And also, if you meet with him alone, you can tell him about the doctrine and he won't be able to read the first one, so he'll be gone in 7 days.
I'll remind you we have a priest 2 feet away.
Sorry.
And that's not exactly in his light's order.
Neither is Bergwin.
Sometimes, and I don't know this Bergren fellow, but sometimes the devil you know is better than the devil you don't. There's a reason why the council and the watch allows certain activities to occur within the city.
Triage jumps up with an aha. It just took him the longest time to like put it together, but he's in astonishment. He questions Rainier about the task that he was given to find this like doctrine that we found out is counseling, but he heard Rainier say that the Archbishop couldn't find anything about the Gaul fellow in the archives or like any of the logs. But then he wonders how what is that? What the bishop guy that's here? I don't know what his title is. The dude who's in charge.
Yeah, just the bishop. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
like-
archbishop and then the bishop.
He's like, well, if the Archbishop didn't know, how did the bishop know to hunt down this specific doctrine that he wants to be given straight to him? What if he's the one that has the documents?
Well, no, I mean he wanted us to get them for him, and he does have an ear to the ground, which is how a couple of priests ended up down there in the first place.
You know, it's weird.
Is it the case? This is just for my own notes. Sean, is the Archbishop Alariel? Is she like stationed in Bastion, or does she have, or is she elsewhere usually?
This is like, because Bastion is like the quote unquote cultural hub of the country. This is like the main church, right? So she and other archbishops are stationed here. This is the Light Spire being like the big one, right?
Okay.
You know what I find weird? Sorry. Fucking dog. The two people that wed the doctrine from the church, they went down and they were killed. But they didn't disappear. And it had been over 7 days. I'm not saying we should kill Cal. I just
We kill him to wait the 7 days and then resurrect him.
I just find it weird, right?
Maybe because they were frozen.
Maybe.
I mean, there were other creatures that could have at other times been people who had attempted to raid the doctrine of Gaul, but that is an interesting point that even the undead we met may not have been transported.
What if they were? What if it's not the body that leaves?
Mm.
That's terrifying.
Either way, the question still remains, what are we doing?
Sounds like we're at least getting Cal a rest, and the rest of us can try to take a breather, and then we go back into the tunnels.
Was there anything stolen that could potentially be replaced while we're in town?
I mean, yeah, if you want me to, like, I can make myself whole, but there's gonna be quite a lot of stuff that was in there that was group property that we can't replace.
Right. Since we have time to burn, might as well replace what we can.
I mean, we can do that at sunup then. I gotta make another bag anyway. Everybody say goodbye to Chorby. For a while at least.
I mean, do you need to make another bag right now? I can carry whatever you need me to carry.
Yeah, most of us can hold our own stuff, all right.
It's the middle of the night, correct? Well, day, morning.
Night. It's like 3 a.m.
Kriaz is like, what if Merv makes the bag go away, we go outside, and what if we hear some stuff hit the ground?
This is a huge city, Kriaz.
Needle in a haystack.
Plus, I'm pretty sure she said she'll see Cal at the end of all of this, and we know where the end of all of this is. It's not like a good place to go. Like, it seems horrible, a place called the Cyst, but
It sounds like something's wrong with her back.
Sounds gross.
yeah, it's both of those things, but that's probably where she is. So like we need to decide, are we gonna just head straight there, or are we gonna try to meet with Berggren so that we don't have to, do something about that situation later?
I mean, we could go pull up on Bergen right now while he's asleep. He can't stop us if he can't get us.
That's not how guards work. We did walk past guards just to get here, but I do like the energy. I do hate that guy, so I like the energy. I don't think it's a good idea. I also ixnay on the Erdermay in front of it, whatever priest is in that other.
K.
East
Thank
Spray.
you. There you go.
East Spray, I got it.
Yeah.
He's like 200 years old, y'all.
Look, it's not. For a long time, the church.
Why are you still standing here?
Oh well, I mean,
spelling shit
He-
out.
We're
I'm
we're
here
in
to-
his we're on his grace here.
Correct. That is correct.
No, I mean, I know why you're in the building, duh. But I mean, like, we're clearly standing here considering murdering an individual in lukewarm blood at best. Like, why
know-
are you still standing here listening to us? I'm not trying to be like.
To that end, I like that you're here, Onbert, because it is usually the case that I'm the one who is pleading that we not jump to murder, and it is
Cal-
very gracious
Okay,
to feel
hold
like
on,
I'm not
hold on.
alone here.
Hold on,
Cal-
hold on. Hold up,
Cal-
hold up. No, we are not jumping to murder. We have had 3 days dealing with that asshole. This is not like, oh, you stepped on my toe. I'm going to stab you in the fucking face now. No, they broke Cal's fingers. They threatened Cal's family. They made the weird joke, the sex joke about your house. They showed up at your house, which was really just low class. I mean,
They
come on.
probably watched me
Um,
sleep in my tent for at least a few hours. It's kind
Yeah,
of
they perved on Merv.
that's shit, though.
Nice.
All
I
right.
was in a pretty bad mood. That kind of turned the day around for me. I'll be honest.
Cal
would like
puts
to
his
point out-
arm around Umbert and just turns to him and says, "You look very nice in those robes."
Thank you. Thank you. This
Oh,
is
oh, no.
my second best pair, actually.
Oh. Well,
But
shall we go
honestly,
somewhere and see what you're like in your first best pair?
Oh my god.
make a persuasion check.
Mm.
He looks at you and says, "I think I'm a little old for you, but I appreciate the compliment very much. You've made my day."
Not for not. I didn't suggest murder. I suggested banishment. Eternally.
Well, and to answer your greater question, yes, one, I'm here because I live here and work here. Two, the conversation you're having. I mean, you are all very interesting people. I don't really get to spend time with your kind very, very often. Most everyone here, it's all administrative work, so this is very exciting for me. And two, you all have mentioned murder several times in the last 10 minutes. So, you say you don't jump to murder, but there's a lot of murder talk.
Kriaz turns to Ember with just like a big smile and is like, what if his building slowly catches on fire
Okay.
all of a sudden?
Chris, quick sidebar. Come over here. Lean down. Okay, now you have not once said the phrase "what if" and then paused and had it not be something a little like again. We love the energy, love it. See Merv look down like, but there we live in a society. No, there are rules about stuff that we got to do, and you're just gonna have to trust us on those when we. Are you understanding? Do you get me?
Kriaz is like, this might be why I was fired from all my jobs. I am not a good
Okay.
understander.
Well, this is new information.
It's okay. Okay. Yep. Just that's why we're saying no, though. Just so you know.
He's like, Merv, I didn't forget. I will teach you how to trip somebody.
Thank you.
All right. We need to rest. We need to finish the readings. We need to handle Berggren. What order should we do all of these things in? And then, let's do them.
Well, look, I think
Berggren, rest.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
He covers his mouth. He's like, no.
Well, I think Ember makes a point that as long as we're here, if it's, an hour extra to meet with Vergren and hear him out, then may as well do that. So if we can get some rest, listen to him, and then head back in. Although, I mean, even saying it out loud, I don't know. I can't imagine anything that Bergren's saying being so simple that we'd be like, oh, yes, let's just undertake that and forgo that time as well. And if we're not going to do what he says, why meet with him at all? Just deal with him when we get done with task number 1.
All right. Any problems with that? Great. Onbert, pleasure as always.
Anytime, except maybe during the daytime would be preferable.
We will try to only get mangled at convenient hours.
Thank you.
Anyone you'd like us to murder, Humbert, as long as we're talking about it freely.
Or banish eternally.
Or banish eternally, yes. Ragnarok makes an excellent point. Either or, really.
Well, the head of the Merchants Guild's kind of a dick, so
Okay, now
I'll see you in confession.
Cool. You all exit the Light Spire out into the city. It's roughly 3 a.m. What is the plan?
I
know it
think,
sounds-
despite... Continue.
Yeah, I think we may have been headed to the same place. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I think we should head back to the house.
Yep. If mechanically we have issues trying to get in a long rest, all of us except Cal or whatever would be required, I think that's fine. But I think we just go to my house and we try to rest.
Oh, I was talking
Okay.
about going to Pella's house.
Oh, Pella's house,
Yeah.
and just
Sleep
go
in
back in.
Well, I mean, I can try and rest in that room that's there, right? And one of two things will either be the case. Either everyone can rest and then we'll set up watches, right? Or if you guys can't rest, at least we know she's not coming out to try and grab anything else.
Yeah.
Or no one else
Yeah.
is going in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To help in your decision making, mechanically, you all just woke up, except for Cal. So you won't. I won't allow an immediate long rest again. Right. You would have to spend a significant portion of the day either like not doing something or doing something. Right. Now, Cal, because they have not been able to sleep at all, they could take a long rest. That I would allow. But for everyone else, you're gonna have to like figure
Entertain
something
ourselves.
right, like entertain yourselves, and it's like 3 a.m. So, you're gonna have to go like at least 10 hours before I'm gonna allow a long rest again.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
the other option, right, is we know we can get at least to the location of the frozen caves or whatever the actual name of it was, the location of the first reading. We don't have to go back down there, but we can go back in and try and set camp in there and take a long rest. Just have Cal push a little harder, right, to get in. We know the way to that sort of first checkpoint, right? And maybe with the cold and with the trekking, you guys could take a long rest a little earlier, because of how labor intensive it is.
How are our mages feeling?
I'm gonna need a long rest at some point.
Yeah, I am also pretty tapped out of most of my magical resources. I got a little bit back with my Harvest Divine, but other than that, good to go. Could use a short rest. I never did actually heal after that fight.
Yeah.
We can say the time of
I
the
could
temple.
definitely push on though.
The time of the temple we can consider a short rest
Okay.
No,
because
perfect.
it was fairly significant the time spent there.
Let's see how that shakes out for us, and then
Well, I mean, here's the other thing. If it's the case that we decide we're just going to need to take the time for everyone to get a long rest in, well, then one of the activities that we can undertake while we're trying to kill that time for people so that everyone can take the long rest, we can use that time to meet with Bergren.
Given that we just managed to squeeze a short rest in, I am fine heading to do that. I think that's a reasonable idea.
Yeah, I will not be good for flesh pits.
I
I'm
don't
probably
think-
good for a minor skirmish or something, but no.
yeah, I think flesh pits off the table for the time being.
I don't think anyone's good for flesh pits.
I'm great for flesh pits.
Ew.
What a dirty boy. Okay. So it sounds like we take it. You know you have your short rest in the church, discussing your options, stepping out. Sounds like we want to meet with Bergren. Now it's currently it's the middle of the night still. Do you want to attempt to do it now, or do you want to like basically kick dirt and then choose a time that you want to do it?
Well, I think the plan is I'll take my long rest. That'll get
Okay.
us till like 10 or 11 in the morning. And then we'll go meet with Bergren. Does that sound like a plan to everybody?
That sounds good.
Cool. I assume you want to head back to Rainier's. Is that the case?
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
Since you want to be in town, right?
Sounds good.
Cool. You head to Rainier's. Cal gets comfy for a long rest. That will put you to 11 a.m. Just after 11 a.m. For you to complete your long rest in totality.
In the middle, while Cal was resting, I was gonna ask Ember. Let's see. Let's see. Creel's trying to figure out the words to put together here. Can Ember potentially make a weapon for Krios?
I mean, given time, yeah. What you looking for?
Uh, it's like a retractable glaive.
Huh?
Yeah, that he's like, how do I explain this? It can be a glaive, but I could like compact it and make it a short sword.
I can. Oh boy. I will see what I can do. I will try to get some plans together. How's that sound?
That sounds wonderful. And then he also is like, can you bless things? You said you were divine. Like,
I mean, I'm
you
a
add something to things?
priest.
Oh, okay. Krios has no idea how this shit works at all. He's like, so if I made something for Merv, can you like make it a spell?
What do you mean make it a spell?
Let's see. Merv wants me to teach him how to trip people.
Okay. I don't see where I come in on this one. I'm sorry.
Well, when we those people that we robbed, they had those scroll spell thingies. Or when we were in the ice cavern. Can you make one of those? Like where it gives people the ability to use one?
I mean, I can put a spell onto a scroll, but
Ooh.
I don't think I can write anything for Merv that Merv doesn't already know.
Okay. And then that's about what Krios got. He doesn't know what else to do from there, so he just goes back to thinking. He goes and sits and waits and tries to figure out how else to come up with it.
Mev, did you want to go shopping, or you can make me a list and I can go shopping for us?
I was muted for a second.
Mhm.
Yeah, Merv will give you some of his gold. Merv will just go shopping. It's just easier.
Sure. Yeah, I was gonna ask for
Because-
gold because Ragnarok has almost nothing.
Cool.
Yeah.
If you're just buying like mundane items, feel free to look up the costs in D&D Beyond and then do all the math yourself. So I trust that you're able to do all that stuff.
Everybody okay if I use our newfound money to buy 2 more potions of healing?
Go for it.
Sounds
You
like a
still
good
have-
use of money.
Buy 37 potions of healing.
I'm giving it some thought.
They definitely don't have 37 versions of healing.
Okay, subtract 100 gold.
What kind of store is this?
A reasonable store.
They have 35.
Not
Would
enough.
somebody remind me how much money for some reason it fell out of the group loot after I typed it. Interesting. How much money was in the sack Ember got?
Mm,
It's in chat up just a little bit.
There it is. I got it.
Thank you. And it
Oh,
was
nice.
just all cash, or was that like worth of other stuff?
I think that was off of the bodies of the clerics,
The
Yeah.
clerics
the
just had,
cultists.
yeah, they just had like pocket change, I believe. Right?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bit in there. Did you that number, I mean, like I just kind of made that number up. Did you need that again?
No, I got
It's- Okay.
Okay,
'Cause
I'm gonna
it's
buy
fairly
another
low.
climber's kit because yeah.
And
Cool.
pitons.
Cross that
Yeah,
off.
I'll-
That'll
That
be
come
the
with
only
the
thing I
climber's
take out
kit.
of group loot unless anybody has any requests. Otherwise, I'm gonna use my money to refurbish some of my stuff. Okay. I guess can I sell the 2 bloodstones worth 20 gold?
Yeah, you can trade those, convert them. Gemstones, are like equal value, right?
Yeah.
If you're gonna like try to like, like if you're like, hey, buy this armor, that's not an equivalent price, but gemstones always are.
Yeah, I'll just convert them to cash for now.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, 2 healing potions. We
Cool.
have a shit ton of rations.
Yeah. I'll leave
Yeah.
I'll leave that to you to take care of. And anything else anyone else is doing during Cal's rest.
I think I'm cleaning my house a little bit.
Yeah, sure. Okay, cool. Cal, roughly around 11, just after 11. Cal, you've been up for a little bit, but you awake, rested, restored. You are no longer exhausted. You feel as right as rain as as you can. You do, as you awaken, you do feel not an overwhelming urge, but you feel a stronger call to finish the readings than you have previously. It's not demanding you do it, but like that you in your it's like your body almost wants to, like if you were going to walk out of here, you might instinctively just begin heading there if you didn't do something different, right? but you are not obliged or forced to in any way.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Well, let's get this Bergen meeting over with so that we can get back to it. To the Platinum Pigeon, everyone?
You feeling better? Not feeling quite so drained? Not so exhausted?
I feel so much better. Wonderful. Thank you so much for getting me the help that I needed. I was finally able to sleep. I had the weirdest dream. I was dressed in this red and yellow suit with a cowl that was covering my eyes, and I was wielding 2 batons, and my super hearing was guiding me as I fought crime in the city. It was very strange.
Well, maybe if all this goes over well and the priests aren't too mad about all the murder talk last night, dream will come true. Clap you on the shoulder, take you out the front door.
Oh, I don't know that the priest would like it much at all. I looked almost like a devil.
God damn it.
That's so stupid.
That's my brand. What am I doing here if I'm not being stupid? Useless. Oh, my superpower.
Cool. You head over to the Platinum Pigeon.
When we are outside, I will go ahead and stop Cal. All right, Cal. Now, there's been a lot going on, and this guy fucking hates you. And honestly, the feeling, at least on my part, is mutual. But
What?
I hate that guy. I hate Berggren,
God.
and I'm not making sense.
This is known.
Okay, yeah, no. Point is, I'm gonna need you to be like on your game. All right, I need you to be as tenacious and intimidating as, I don't know. I mean, in the mines we find badgers. Like, let's like be a badger, Cal. Be a badger. I'm enhancing Cal's charisma.
Yeah, but you badger.
Excellent.
Is that like an affirmation or?
I'm casting enhance ability on Cal for charisma.
Amazing.
Be a badger, Cal. Be a badger.
Was that? And Cal sort of puts his hands up like he's scratching at dirt. Makes like a badger,
Okay.
like that kind of badger.
Well, but they don't sound like that. That was just a weird noise.
Well, I don't know. It's a little crawly animal. You'd think I've had a lot of experience with them, gambling my fortune away at the Platinum Pigeon.
Fun fact, I was once a badger.
Oh, wonderful. Ragnarok, walk with me. Give me some pointers as we approach.
Ragnarok gets on all fours.
I only do that for fun.
Excellent. you approach the Platinum Pigeon. There's 2 guards, standing out front that's been watching you. Sees you all approach, and like they start shaking their heads, not as like a no you can't enter, but like what's happening here. One of them nods to you, Cal, and says, "Galawunex, good to see you again."
Always a pleasure. Here
All
to see
right.
the big man.
All right, go on in.
Wonderful, wonderful.
You all head
Oh.
down this.
Yeah, make a beeline to his office.
Cool. You all head down the stairs into the Platinum Pigeon. His office. I mean, you know where his office is because you actually have been in there before, as he's had private negotiations with you about like how much money it is that you needed and that sort of thing. You all step through. There's a guard that holds you for a moment. They step in as they're basically checking, like, hey, is the boss taking visitors, right? In this space, you see, just kind of a normal thug but they like the thugs here, the guards, like they wear, like breastplates, half plates, that sort of thing, in case anything goes awry in the casino. Cal, you also know from experience that somewhere in this place, there is a very large gentleman that they keep an ogre on staff in case people pop off as well. So you are also aware that unseen to the public, there's a huge fucking guy somewhere that they keep hidden away. The guard opens the door and allows you all to enter into Bergren's office. In Bergren's office, you see Bergren. There's two guards flanking inside the room, and you see his little weird goblinoid right-hand attendant. Bergren's sitting at a desk, kind of feet up. You see there's a tankard of ale on the desk, some miscellaneous paperwork, and he seems to be enjoying himself a nice little pipe. It's a tight fit for the lot of you, but you're all able to squeeze in. The guard, Bergren gives a nod to the guard, and he closes the door behind you all. And then this is just a reminder. This is Bergren. Well,
Good morning.
Morning to you there, Calawunax. I was wondering if you was gonna show up.
Well, we are here as promised. What can we do for you?
Oh, I love the sound of that early in the afternoon. Now, our agreement, as I understand it, was that in order to make good on your extensive debts to me, that I was going to offer you one big job, a favor to me, in order to clear all your debts. There's something that I'm after, that someone has. I'd like you lot to purloin that for me. I may have mentioned this before, but being an honest man as I am, I've made inroads to purchase this item, but they refuse to sell. As such, they have insulted me. Now, what I was after is a simple book. Anything else you find in there you fancy, yours to keep. I couldn't give two shits, but I want that book. Sound easy enough?
Well, certainly, but I can't imagine this is just a book from the library.
No, it's not, obviously, or I wouldn't be having this conversation with you. Now, it just so happens that this rich prick has himself a fancy dinner this evening, which means he'll be out of the town. Most of his guards will be out, leaving only minimal staff, minimal guard. Perfect opportunity for skilled individuals to get in, get out. Is that something you think you can handle?
Well, I have no doubt that we can handle it.
Excellent. Now, obviously, there's discretion in all that, and to make it clear, this is a powerful person. If you is caught, well, you're either going to be spending the rest of your days in an oubliette somewhere, or they just put you to the blade right there. Best not get caught or not get noticed. Now, luckily, the job is outside town. Fancy estate. You see, he takes a puff on his pipe, hands it to his little goblin friend, and takes a scroll and unfurls it onto the table for you all to look at.
Mhm.
Can everyone see this drawing?
Mhm.
Okay, good. He goes, all right, so proper mansion this is, yeah? There's got guard, servants, kitchen staff, storehouses, their own personal horse people, they got their own temple, real fuck off money like. Now, how you want to approach the situation, I couldn't care. The information I have is best guesses for where this might be located is likely in the main office or the main bedroom. Now, it's a 4-story mansion, servants on the top floor, so servants on the third floor, 4th floor storage, 1st floor is all the normal shit that you normally see, receiving rooms, dinner rooms, all that, but the 2nd floor, where all the bedrooms is, has himself proper museum in this place. Now, I can't rightly tell where it is specifically, but somewhere in that house, likely secreted away, hidden like, is what I'm after. Now, as you can see, there's walling all around the place, 10 feet. There's brush around some of it, but in the back, where the guards and servants is, it's butted up against a large tree front. How you approach is up to you, but I probably wouldn't go through the front gate unless you got a banger of a story. As I said, there'll be minimal guards, but there still will be patrols, both outside the house, likely inside the house to a degree. All you gotta do is avoid them, incapacitate them, whatever you like. I don't care. I just want my book. Questions?
What kind of temple?
I don't know. Some fucking god?
Perhaps you could give us a little more information about the book. What you've told us so far, we're liable to grab any tome that is hidden away somewhere.
Yeah, that's right. Now, it's likely this one's gonna be easy to identify because it's gonna be hidden away real nice. However, what it is that I'm looking for, this book got a symbol on it. This symbol looking like this. You see him sketch out a little thing.
History, Arcana, religion.
Religion.
You can do Arcana or Religion, yeah. Whichever you think think you might apply for you.
Ow. Ouch, dude.
Ooh, yikes.
You know what? I think I'll throw an inspiration to it.
Okay.
Hey.
Okay, 17 is good. Merv, you're not sure. Rainier, sorry, Ragnarok, you're also not entirely sure. Rainier, you know this not to be, again, it is a crude kind of drawing he does of it, but you know it's not a religious symbol. Merv, on your 6, you don't know exactly what it is, but it seems possibly arcane in nature.
You mind if we take this?
This map here.
Right.
Yeah, go on.
Great. Thank you. I'll roll it up.
Now, dinner starts around 7-ish, right? So they's going to be out the house roughly around 6 o'clock. How long did dinner last? Don't really know. Never go to them events myself. But you got a few hours before they's likely to come back.
Have you told us exactly what we're looking for again?
It's a book, real fucking fancy like, with this symbol on it. Like I said, hidden away real nice like.
Got it.
And it has to be retrieved tonight.
Tonight's a great opportunity, right? I mean, one, most everyone's going to be out the house, makes it a lot easier. And two, Cal sure needs this debt paid. It's a win-win for everyone. Now, I don't know when an opportunity like this will present itself again. But if it doesn't get done tonight, then Cal's debt just keeps going up and up, don't it?
Oh,
We get in, we get this thing, we get out. What guarantee do we have that you won't keep bothering Cal?
You get me that book. We square. I may be a criminal by nature and profession, but I am a man of my word.
And
Yeah,
what's your
we-
timeline for this again?
The opportunity is tonight. Right? Dinner's around 7. They's going to be out the house a little before that. And you got a few hours to get it done. How you get it done, I don't care. I just want me book.
About how far out of town is this house?
You see him like lean back and tap his lip for a moment. Roughly about hour walk. Shorter by cart than by horse.
Oh, well, I'm sure we can get our hands on this book. Being a bit of B&E, you understand we might have to lay low for a bit before we are able to show our faces and hand it off to you, but I'm certain we'll be able to acquire it, no problem.
His eyes like squint at you when you talk about the potential of not immediately handing the book back to him. He says, if you pull this off, right like, there's no need to lay low, because ain't no one gonna knows who's done it, right?
Theoretically, yes.
And if it's
You are
done
correct.
correctly, then ain't no one's gonna know it's gone.
Oh, well, now you're adding requirements to the job. At first, you just wanted the book. Now we understand you want the book and no one can know who we are or have seen it. And now, not only do you want the book and no one can know who we are or have seen
Cal,
us, but no one can
Cal,
even know that it's
Cal,
been
shut
taken.
your mouth. Shut your mouth for once. I'm telling you, just do your professional job. Again, do it however you like. But if it's done well, then there ain't no need to hard about, is there? By the gods.
Very well.
I assume you got a lock breaker amongst you.
Ragnarok smiles.
And I suppose, and just to be clear, I don't know what is going to be locked, hidden, trapped, so be prepared. Yeah?
I guess. Yeah.
Any other questions?
No, I think at this point we're just wasting time here.
Excellent. Well, I look forward to seeing your results. And I welcome today that your debts is clear. And you can walk this city without a cloud over your head. And who knows? This job goes well. There might be a future in it. Alright, fuck off.
See you soon.
We leave the building
Mm-hmm.
and we're walking, and I just pull out the map and I just say, all right, so who do we want to turn this into? We could walk right up to the estate and tell them that someone is planning to rob them. We could talk to guards. Could talk to the militia.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, we can kind of make this not really our problem anymore.
Triaz looks around at like the pigeon. What? Platinum pigeon. And he's looking for like an insignia or something that like signifies it's man, I'm having a horrible time with names. With
You're looking
Berger.
for like some kind of like signpost or something?
Like Berger sign if he has one, or like insignia that shows like, hey, this is Bergeron.
They don't have one. This is a you know where this place is
Yeah,
establishment.
it's like a back alley, back room type place.
Okay. Damn.
Well, I mean, we could go to the home now, tell them that Bergren, who they know because Bergren has tried to purchase this tome from them,
Mm-hmm.
explain that Bergren has inquired with us about stealing the tome. What we'd like to do is take a look at it so that we can make a facsimile, a reasonable facsimile of the cover. Find a bookbinder that can replicate the cover. Hand that off to Bergren. Tell him we've got the book that had that on the cover. We'll be done with it.
Can I see that picture again? Does this look familiar to anybody?
Yeah, you
Right.
can actually that thing is in the journals under handouts. It's called Mansion Layout.
It might be arcane, but
Look, I mean, quite frankly, I'm perfectly happy just ignoring this entirely. I mean, there's clearly no way we're doing this. Just like you wouldn't let me continue until I got arrest, we're certainly not going forward with any risky endeavor until all of you get arrest. And if all of you get arrest, then this window will be open and closed.
Right. And not that I think it matters a whole lot given all the other things, but Yeah, I'm not too fond of the idea of breaking and entering,
Well,
particularly on
look,
his behalf.
even if we were successful, even if we got it and got it back to him, right? Well, then there's only one thing connecting him to the theft of that book, and that's us. The smartest thing he could do is kill us. And as he pointed out, he is a criminal.
Yeah, pragmatically, it's not really a very good option for us to pursue this.
No. So, I mean, the only question is, do we want to take a few hours to hand this off to someone and hope that they can deal with Berggren in a way that makes my life easier? And quite frankly, I don't think there's anyone that can do that.
I
What
think
if
the
we just
militia
make
might
it-
go on.
What if we just make this happen, but not be us? We just go to the Merchants Guild and put up a poster that's like this much reward. You know,
We don't have a reward to offer.
we don't, but we put Berggren's name on it.
You want to post a criminal activity publicly?
Don't have
under
to-
under Berggren's name.
Probably have closer luck in Sprawling Row, to be honest, but
Listen, realistically, we have the opportunity to hand over this information to the militia, and then it's out of our hands and in the most capable hands that exist, given the situation.
I mean, is it proof of anything that can actually hurt him, though?
Most conspiracy?
Right. I mean,
Conspiracy is sufficient, I think. If they would at least see that someone has been scouting and locating a house, has a reasonable motive, and realistically, well, how many of you have burned bridges with the militia anyway?
Sorry, what I meant was, like, perhaps that's the most damning crime. He is pretty well connected, and he could probably get himself out of such a.
Yes, I mean, I think if we're going to make a play against him, then the best people to contact are the people who currently have the book. They have reason to suspect Berggren already. They'll be most likely to believe us that Berggren was attempting to thieve the book. And then whether or not they want to handle it themselves, or if they then take it to the militia, they've certainly got better contacts than we do.
Wholehearted agree.
Another thing they could
Okay,
do is
but does nobody else but me wonder what this book is that Berggren wants it?
Oh, I'm certainly
course.
curious. But the last time I was curious about something that somebody wanted us to acquire for them, it doomed Cal's soul.
Yeah, it
So
went pretty catastrophic as far as
yeah,
goes.
trying to keep my own curiosity to a minimum at this point.
we could also just give them the information so they can further guard the book, and then have them say that we tried, but we're caught, and we are going to be gone for some days. We can't say that we were in jail for a short time.
Pretty
I
clever.
mean, yeah, I guess if we collude with them and find some way of making a forgery with their permission.
It is pretty valuable information.
It
We
would
got a few
require
hours to
lying-
burn.
Look, I'll be perfectly honest. I just want to duplicate the cover of the book, have it be approximately the same number of pages, and then I'm going to stick one of these copies of the introduction to this Doctrine of Gaul
Oh, all right.
in the front
yeah.
cover.
Yeah, okay.
Then all I've got to
I
do
like
is run
this
away from
plan.
him for 7 days.
I mean, we'll have you live in the painting for 7 days.
Do we have a copy?
Right,
of the
but
book, or
well, I mean,
do we burn
we've
them
all got to run. He knows you guys too. Don't
And
think
there
he's
goes
just gonna
my
come looking
house.
for me.
Your house is probably gonna go. But you got that nice room.
Well,
Okay,
look,
I don't need
you
to
know
go
what?
into this.
Look, the bottom line is we're not stealing this book. We don't have
Yep.
time for anything else. Let's just go back down under that fucking house, and we'll deal with Bergen when we come back out.
What counterpoint? We go and speak with the masters of the house now, while we are tepidly out of our ability to go back underground, and do what we can politely. Then rest. Then go back under.
You know,
Very well.
with
I mean, I am feeling quite like a badger. Can be rather convincing.
with Merv saying it looked like something arcane, we could also go to the Arcanium, procure a book, and then that can be the main source of the book bound that we provide to him. So that way we don't have to recreate something entirely. And then just have the Doctrine of Gold at the front.
True. Although I think Cal has a good point that if we see the book in person, we know what we're trying to copy.
Right, and I mean, he knows what the book looks like. If we just show up with some magic book and it doesn't, just because he didn't draw it very well, he clearly knows what the book looks like.
Sorry, I wasn't clear. I meant we would take all the pages out and create a new book bound.
Oh, I
Mhm.
got you.
So
Clever.
it mimics the book.
Well, so clarifying, we're all in agreement that we are not stealing the book, and we are going to try to cure Cal's curse. All of these things as quickly as possible.
Honestly, I was a little excited to steal a book, but I am down with the group.
All right, let's head out while we got light.
Where are you heading out to?
I think it makes the most sense if we try to go to the estate and try to talk to somebody there.
Okay.
Agreed.
And if anyone wants to object, please do.
Can I have Chorby go up and look behind us to see if we're being tailed?
Sure, yeah. I can tell you Chirby will not need to make a roll. He can see that, like, I mean, there's people around. It's the middle of the day. But he won't find anybody tailing because there is nobody tailing you.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, like from an aerial view, somebody tailing us would be real easy to tell because it would just be the same person for the entire day, lagging a set distance away from us.
Did you send up Chobi to find the tattoo artist?
I'm not we'll do that when we're not, under at least one active curse involving magic and curiosity. It's like you touch like a hot flask once, right? And that burns, and you're not going to do that again for a bit until you get like a mitten.
Okay. You gather yourselves and begin making your way. I will show you where you are heading momentarily. As you are passing through the center of town, you see there is a large collection of people that are filling the streets at the Light Spire. People with kind of ragged looking clothing in some cases, carts, packs. There's women, men, children, families. There are several hundred people that are filling the streets around here. There are, local folk are, like pissed because they're blocking throughways. There are guards trying to assemble people. Members of the Light Spire are also trying to like put order to this chaos. And you can see as you like look around, you can see these people like are trailing down the streets in almost every direction from the center spot. There could be thousands as you take a moment to actually look at all this.
Caracarns.
Do you think Dominic's with them?
Kind of give a look to Ember.
I can't try to contact him right now, but later, yeah. We'll find out.
You head through, around the crowd. The bypass takes you a little far out of the way, but all of you head through Eastern Bastion, out through the Eastern Gate. You are through the small farming villages on the eastern side of Bastion, and you are heading to a very large estate on the far end of the outskirts of the city. You approach the estate. It is as Bergren described. You can see a tall 4-story building. The top 4-story has a large bell tower at the top of it. You can see there's shrubbery and well-maintained bushes on the outer perimeters near the wall. There's a large 10-foot stone wall surrounding the entire estate itself, and there is a large main road leading to the front gated entrance that is guarded. There are 2 other paths that lead to the side, exactly as the that lead to the side that you wager are probably also guarded. You see there's 2 guards. They are not militia. They appear to be like private guard. They wear a black and purple kind of color toned livery. What do you do?
Is there any reason to proceed with anything other than just honesty?
I think honesty is going to get us the farthest.
Very well. Hello. Hi. How are you?
The guards mark your approach. You see they tense and stance, but one of them waves and says, "What can I do for you? You approach the Redstream estate."
Ah, well, wonderful. You are going to want to get the master of the house and perhaps the head of your guard. For you see, our little band here was tasked with visiting this estate while it is mostly vacated this evening for whatever dinner party it is that y'all are going to, and to take a book from the premises. However, we would prefer not to do that or not commit a crime against an individual whom we do not know, particularly for someone, a scoundrel such as Bergren. And so we have come to inform you all of the plan, tell you what we know, and hopefully come up with a plan to remove the scourge that is Bergren from both of our lives.
The guards share a glance and look at you again and says, "You confess to being engaged to commit a crime here on our estate, but you wish not to commit this crime. You wish to see those that hired you meet their due recompense instead. Am I understanding this correctly?"
Primarily, the only little quibble I've had is that we were tasked with committing the crime, right? We accepted with no intention of engaging in the crime, but rather to come directly here, as we did, to inform you that Bergren, who attempted to purchase this volume previously, will not take no for an answer and is looking to criminal enterprise to acquire that which he could not legally. Whether or not we are successful is immaterial, for unless something is done, he will not stop until he acquires this book. Therefore, we would like to perhaps come up with a plot to end this threat once and for all.
Wait right here. The one guard pulls open the gate. You see it slide close. The other guard steps in front of the center of the gate. And he just watches you as you stand here. Those of you that are from Bastion, make history checks for me.
Would Krios count?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, Bastion proper.
God, my rolls have been dog shit.
Okay. Ragnarok and Cal, the name Redstream sounds familiar. You're not exactly sure why. Having not, like, Ragnarok's, you're not really engaged in the politics here. Cal, although you are to a degree, you kind of aren't, right? At the same time. Rainier, this name sounds very familiar to you. As you're waiting for whatever the response is from the estate here, you realize you recognize the last name, and you're looking around at this large, affluent estate, and you're putting pieces together. It is highly likely that this estate belongs to Terowin Redstream, who is voice of the Council of Bastion, is a seated member. He represents the people's interest in Bastion. He does not belong to a guild. It is the only seat that does not belong to a guild of some kind.
You called that the voice of the what?
It's he's just called the title of his seat is called on the council. It's just called referred to as the voice.
Okay.
And to make it easy, so Terowin Redstream.
Shit. I will tell everyone that, because this is somebody who would be very important to one,
Wonderful.
all of us, two, me.
About 15 minutes go by. The guard returns, and he returns with a gentleman in a well-pressed set of robes, a nice necklace hanging around his neck. He steps out and regards all of you and says, "My name is Hellman. I'm Mr. Redstream's house steward. He is busy getting ready for his affairs this evening. I'm told you have interesting stories to relay about a book and a conspiracy. Is this correct?"
No, it is. Quite. I'm surprised Mr. Redstream is not more interested to undertake this personally, particularly.
I have not
Given-
informed him. I'm in charge of his household.
Well, perhaps you should inform him that a Cleftinthila is here at his front gate, trying to inform him that there's a plot against his house.
Are you trying to intimidate or persuade with your station?
I'm trying to persuade.
Cool. Roll persuasion for me.
What does the enhance ability get me on this?
Advantage.
Okay.
How long does enhanced ability
Oh,
last?
that's a good question.
An hour.
An hour? I'll say it is just fading because there's a time of like getting like the walk to the house. Here is an hour, right? So
All right,
Roll
so
20 on its first one.
so we'll let the nat 2027 roll. Was that a nat 20 and a 0 and a
It was
1?
And
Oh, it was
that
a 10.
10.
Yeah.
And a 10, yeah.
I thought I saw the oof on the dice.
well, you did, but they're backwards on my dice.
Yeah, his
Oh,
dice
okay.
are fucky.
Okay. The house steward looks at you, like he looks at you for a moment, and you see he reaches down and pulls out like little spectacles, wipes them and sets them on, and takes a few steps forward. My apologies. I didn't realize your...
Oh, nothing to apologize for. I didn't announce myself.
I will inform the master that a guest has come calling. However, I would like to gather a small bit of information beforehand,
Certainly.
that I may inform him. Yes?
Wonderful. Well, in short, there has been a negotiation previously between Mr. Redstream and a certain Bergren of the Platinum Pigeon about Bergren's interest in purchasing a tome that Mr. Redstream has. For whatever reason, which is not for us to know, Mr. Redstream decided not to sell that tome, but Bergren would not and is not accepting that refusal, and is now inquiring with individuals and attempting to hire individuals to steal this book. Fortunately, his first attempt to hire individuals was hiring us. And we thought better of it and thought that we should inform Mr. Redstream. We can't have nefarious criminals such as Bergren taking action against houses such as ours.
And why would the young master be engaged in this sort of behavior?
Well, it was really just luck on Redstream's part. It is no secret that I am the black sheep of the Cleftinthiolar family and have rubbed shoulders with criminal elements of the city for my own pleasure. But no one that you ask will say anything other than I am a narcissistic hedonist. I have no interest in anyone getting hurt or any items being stolen. And so once I was made aware that, well, this would do serious harm, I thought that, and with the help of my friends, was convinced that we should take action to inform you. And to be perfectly fair, Bergren has been a thorn in my side as well, and perhaps we could team up and remove that scourge from both of our lives.
He nods, seems satisfied with your answer and information, and says, "Well, if you would do me the honor of following me, I'll escort you to the waiting area. Yes, and I will alert Mr. Redstream immediately."
Most gracious of you.
The guards open the gate. You're all able to walk through as they close it behind you, and this is a beautiful estate here. You see servants going about their business, gardening, keeping up on the grounds. There's people that are walking horses around. You can see there's apiaries here. There's also guard patrols that are just walking around, checking care of things, stopping every now and then to talk to the servants and whatnot. You are led to the main front doors of the mansion. There are two guards posted there that the house steward waves a hand and they open the doors. You're in a small vestibule. Another set of guards open the secondary set of doors leading into the main house proper. Excellent. You see hanging lanterns on the ceiling, illuminating everything. There are luxurious curtains open and drawn on throughout the windows. As you enter in on your right, you see through a set of doors slightly ajar, a large ballroom with huge chandeliers. Further in you go. I mean, this is the actual entry point here. I mean, you're talking it's 100 feet of walking before you hit the wall on the direct north of you. It's a huge estate here. He leads you into following a red carpet. You take a left, and then he leads you into a small room with a very large bearskin rug, several luxurious leather chairs sitting on it next to a fireplace, and there's also a table in here that just has like wine and food set out for it in case anybody in the household wants it. The steward gestures and says, "You may rest yourselves here for a moment, please, if you are thirsty or hungry. Refreshments are available. Mr. Redstream will be with you in a moment."
Wonderful, very kind.
He exits. You can hear like there is bustle in the house. You can hear there's footsteps up above. There are servants that are making their way around every now and then, looking at you, and then give a little polite bow or curtsy. After about 15 minutes, you see a well dressed gentleman in clearly bespoke clothing with dark hair pulled back, a little graying at the temples, kind of a hard face, but a bright smile. This is Terwin Redstream. He stands at the doorway, looks at you all, takes a step in, arms wide. "Welcome to my humble estate. I'm Terwin Redstream, member of the council. I hold the seat of voice. It is wonderful to make y'all's acquaintance." He begins shaking hands and introducing himself to each one of you. Once introductions are finished, he has a warm, firm handshake, very affable, this gentleman. "I understand there's been some, how shall I put this? Unsavory activities that you were tasked with, but had the better of your conscience to alert me of the danger to my household this evening."
Yes, that is correct. You have a tome that you were at one point in negotiations with Berggren to sell. Is that correct?
Berggren,
Of the Platinum Pigeon?
yes, the Platinum Pigeon. He's
Yes,
made
well-
inquiries to a tome that I supposedly have in my possession, but I don't really advertise my acquirements, as it were. I'm
and-
unsure how he even knew I had such a thing.
Well, we certainly do not know. We don't care how he came to assume that knowledge. Nor do we care to know whether or not you actually have the tome in question. Right? We are simply here to inform you that however your negotiations with him ended, he has not only has he not accepted the end to those negotiations, but he has decided to move on and acquire the tome from you without your consent. And that is what he tasked us to do. He's got a map of the location and a scribbling as to what the book looks like.
I'll produce that.
He holds a hand out for it. May I?
Naturally.
Please.
You see him unfurl it. Take a moment to study it in the light. Well, the man has been busy, it seems. Interesting. He folds it up and just hands it back to you. Now, I'm inclined to believe you because I know your mother and father, and your family has done well for Bastion. But how do I know that your coming here and confessing is not part of said conspiracy?
Well, I think there are two reasons that I can think of. Perhaps my compatriots might have others. But the first and foremost is that we don't want anything from you. We are here giving you this information. Would I like it if you believed us wholeheartedly and decided to engage with us in some effort to make sure that we don't have to deal with the likes of Bergren ever again? Certainly. But you'll notice that we gave you all of the information that we had free and clear with no promise of anything. Secondly, not only have we given this information freely, but I certainly have done this at great cost to myself and perhaps to everyone here. Having told you of this plot and having decided not to acquire the book from him, he will certainly try and kill me if he sees me any time after this evening. There's no question about it. He made it perfectly clear. Whether or not that extends to my compatriots, I do not know. But we all have, decided to share this information with you fully, without any promise of any help, because it's the right thing to do. And we figured that that is the best way to convince you that we are, in fact, being honest. Should you choose to help us in preventing Bergren from either taking your book or ending my life, we will certainly welcome your help. But if you choose not to, we will sleep well at night knowing that we've done the right thing.
It's not often that folk come to me not wanting anything in return. If I'm reading between the lines here, I feel like y'all have gotten yourselves in a spot of trouble.
Well, let me be perfectly clear. The only reason that my friends here are in any trouble is because they have chosen to stand by me. You know my parents. You've clearly must know my reputation as well, and you've been very kind not to bring it up. But I owe Bergren a great sum of money. for gambling debts, nothing more. But he has chosen to call in that marker, and not in a way that I can repay in any fashion other than becoming a criminal. And I simply refuse to do so. So, I have told you of his plot. If that means that I have to run for my life for the rest of my life, so be it.
It's a fading quality in people these days. Those that would stand with you when it would suit them otherwise. Now, I'm not sure exactly how much help I could provide on the matter. I'm aware Berggren has interest in some of my affairs, and I appreciate the foreknowledge of his intentions. However, even with what you say, it is still merely conjecture. Hard to convict. Still, I'm inclined to respond to Berggren, though I need not your assistance in that matter. As to your predicament, do you have the coin to pay him back?
Oh, I do not. I had left the city in an effort to acquire that coin by whatever means I could, but met with some considerable misfortune and found myself back here in Bastion and figured it was time to face my fears. And upon doing so, learned that Berggren had decided to charge interest at such a rate that there would be no way to ever repay that coin, not on my own. And so he clearly wanted me under his thumb, and I simply refused to acquiesce.
One must make a stand at some point.
It is a fact that escaped me for much of my life, but upon having friends like these, makes it a much easier lesson to learn.
I appreciate your honesty in these endeavors. And in these trying times with whatever's happened in Karakara, as rumors and stories abound, Bastion's heading for difficult times. With the rate that refugees are coming in, we won't be able to sustain them. Still, something must be done. It's good to know that there are folk, honest folk like yourself, still out there, trying to fight for the greater good. You have my thanks and my appreciation. I regret that I cannot assist you with your financial obligations. But you may find Berggren a tad more accommodating in the coming days.
Oh, that would be quite welcome news. Thank you very much, Mr. Edstream.
Thank you. Thank all of you. You have a name for your little outfit?
Don't know. I think we're still workshopping that. I mean, I'm quite partial to Cal's pals, but I am a narcissist.
Well, you may want to consider one. Although I had not met you till this evening, I am aware of you all. We have had reports from the Arcanium of activities of certain individuals in Karakara regarding some kind of monolith, they call it. This information is not yet public, though it will be. Right now, many people do not understand what happened in Karakara, and as I said, rumors abound.
Well, if at some point you would like a first-hand account, I'm fairly certain that we might be able to help arrange that.
Oh, that I guarantee you'll all be standing before the council in a few days' time, I wager. The invitations are not yet sent. But since you're here, I figure I might as well give you a heads up.
Very good.
Informal procedures, really. Just testimony. Trying to get the information we require to make decisions. You understand?
If we are indisposed at the time they're trying to come get us, I need you at least to understand we're not like dodging or running. Right? Because if you hear that they don't find us right away and you're the last one who talked to us and also warned us of it, thinking we maybe got squirrely, right?
Very well. I will inform the council in regards to your testimony. It will delay our decision making on this. How much time would you require?
Good 6 days ought to give us enough time to handle the rest of our affairs.
If I give you a detailed account now, to the best of my ability, will that help you in your facilitating helping people?
No,
Grease the
no.
wheels?
This would need to be done proper like in front of the other members of the council.
You know, Mr. Redstream, I do have what is a bit of an odd request, and I'm the first to admit that it's rather forward of me, but you do have just a beautiful home here, and have been so gracious and so welcoming to unexpected guests on a day when you are, in fact, headed out. Um, as you can see, my friends here are a little worse for wear and are looking for a safe place just to get some rest. Um, do you think you might be willing to extend your hospitality just a bit longer um, so that my friends could recoup? And then we will be on our way. We have
Make a persuasion check for me.
Mhm.
I want to help by appealing to this dude's like sensibilities, being like, for what it's worth, we didn't know who you were before we, you know.
Are you skilled in persuasion?
Yep.
Okay, then Cal, you can roll with advantage. Okay. He looks at you, looks at the two of you, and says, "Well, I can't offer you the main house, but we do have lovely guest accommodations."
That would be
Just
more than generous.
yeah, that would be fantastic. Just a safe place for everyone to recoup before we head back into the city would be wonderful. Thank you so much.
He looks at you and says, "It would be my pleasure." You hear like rushing footsteps and two dark-haired children, a boy and a girl, come like running down the hall, screaming, "Daddy, Daddy!" And they run up and grab hold of his legs. He reaches down, gives them a big bear hug, and says, Now, children, Daddy has company here and needs to take care of. You all run along, all right? Don't give your mother a hard time." They continue to run off. You hear the pitter pattering of their footsteps. You see a housemaid hurriedly running after them, huffing. Um, he looks at you and kind of gives a shrug of like, kids, what can you do? He says, "Please, I will escort you to our guest house here. Take all the time you need. You let the servants can provide you anything you need: food, refreshment, what have you. If you need any mending or tailoring done while you're here, that may also be provided."
That's awfully
Very
nice of you.
kind.
Please, you are my guests here. Feel free to wander the estate as you desire. Um, he escorts you out of this room. Um, Takes you through a small room and leads you out the back of this um, uh, mansion here. The room you go through looks like it's like a small office, not for like, wouldn't be an office for him. It's probably the house steward's office. Leads you back there towards where the servants and guards are, and then brings you to the right to a separate two-story guest house. This guest house, it's like 5 times the size of Rainier's like room, right? Like this guest house is big enough. Like there's a grand piano in it, its own kitchen, and upstairs with several bedrooms and everything in it. There's like already house staff here that just maintain it. Um, and you are welcome to rest here as you desire. The house staff will make any kind of food, within reason. If it's something that doesn't like exist, they can't make it. But food, refreshments, and you're also welcome to walk the estate, should you so choose. He
Uh,
leaves you in the fair hands of them and says, um, "I suppose this makes us even in the regard of your information and my hospitality. Do tell your mother and father I say hello, yes?"
Oh, well, next time I see them, I will certainly do that.
Gives all of you a polite nod and a smile, and then he heads back to do whatever he does. It's roughly mid-afternoon.
As we're beginning to sort of settle and explore the building a little bit, I'll take just a moment when Cal and I happen to like cross paths near a window, and we can kind of see out into the fields and like to the walls of Bastion some, and just put a hand on his shoulder, hand on the side of his face, and walk on.
Look, Rainier, I'm sorry about the coin, but I was nervous. You have to understand.
You did good. You're doing good.
I know we're in. We can steal the book now.
Oh, my
I
God.
almost had you, didn't I?
There's definitely like a softer expression that like the kind of acknowledgement that like there's no way we're going to, and like I trust you, you know.
Well, I appreciate that. Now, just as you and everyone else told me earlier, time for you to get some rest.
Will do.
Plan for next session. Are you going to attempt to try to rest as soon as, like, long rest as soon as possible, to then head back into the reading route? That would put you wake up time, right? After the long rest, that would be like roughly midnight, right? So a whole day would have passed at that point.
Honestly, ideal.
I think that's
We-
fine.
Yeah.
We don't want to be
Mhm.
walking the city while we're supposed to be stealing something.
That is true.
Good point.
Like,
Yeah.
it's the one time where it's the most conspicuous and also the easiest to see us. So wait until midnight is actually kind of our ideal, because
It's pretty good.
it could go either way. Like, somebody reports like, well, they came back from the estate, which serves us by keeping Berggren off of us for like an hour, maybe. Enough of an hour to get on the path.
Very good. Okay, cool. Then we'll end session there with you all in the guest house of the Redwin estate. Red